Welcome to my channel, Bookish English 2. Do you feel scared when you want to speak English but your mind goes blank? You are not alone. Today, I will show you a simple way to understand your mind and speak with confidence. Tell me in the comments, do you feel nervous when speaking English or not? Chapter 1. Why you feel fear. You want to speak English, but something inside you stops you. You open your mouth, and then suddenly nothing comes out. Your mind feels empty. Your heart starts beating fast. You feel heat in your face and you just want to stay quiet. This moment feels heavy, and maybe you think, why am I like this? Why can I not speak? But listen carefully. This is not because you are weak, and this is not because you are bad at English. This is something very normal. This is something almost every learner feels. You are not alone in this feeling. In fact, this feeling is a very important part of your journey. Your brain is trying to protect you. Yes, protect you. It may not feel like protection, but that is exactly what it is doing. Your brain does not like mistakes. It does not like embarrassment. It wants you to feel safe. So when you try to speak English, your brain thinks, this is dangerous. What if you say something wrong? What if people laugh? What if you feel ashamed? And because of this, your brain sends a signal to your body. That signal is fear. That is why your body reacts. That is why your heart beats fast. That is why your voice becomes weak. Your brain is trying to keep you safe by stopping you. But here is something very powerful you need to understand. Your brain is not always right. It is only trying to protect you based on old patterns. If you have not spoken English much before, your brain thinks English is something new and risky. It does not know that speaking English can actually help you grow. It does not know that mistakes are okay. So it chooses silence. It tells you to stay quiet because quiet feels safe. Now think about this. When a child learns to speak, does the child feel fear? No. The child makes many mistakes. The child says wrong words, broken sentences, and sometimes even funny sounds. But the child keeps speaking. Why? Because the child's brain is not afraid of mistakes. The child's brain is open. It is learning. This is the same process you need to follow. But as adults, we think too much. We want to be perfect. And this is where fear grows. You may also feel that people are watching you. You may think that everyone will judge you. But in reality, most people are not thinking about you as much as you think. Everyone is busy in their own life. Everyone has their own fears. Some people may even feel the same fear as you. When you understand this, you start to feel a little lighter. You realize that the fear is mostly inside your mind, not outside in the real world. Let us look at a simple situation. Imagine someone asks you, "How are you?" You know the answer. It is easy. You can say, "I am fine," but still, sometimes you feel nervous. Why? Because your brain is thinking too much. It is asking, what if I say it wrong? What if my pronunciation is not good? And because of these thoughts, even a simple sentence becomes difficult. This is how fear works. It takes small things and makes them feel big. But here is the good news. Fear is not permanent. It can change. Your brain can learn new patterns. Just like your brain learned to be afraid, it can also learn to be confident. But for this, you need to take small steps. You need to show your brain that speaking English is not dangerous. You need to show your brain that it is safe. Start with very small sentences. Speak to yourself. Say simple things like, I am sitting. I am drinking water. I am learning English. When you do this, your brain starts to relax. It starts to see that nothing bad is happening. Slowly, the fear becomes smaller. Slowly, your confidence becomes stronger. Also, change the way you think about mistakes. Do not see mistakes as something bad. See them as a sign that you are learning. Every time you make a mistake, your brain gets new information. It improves. It grows. If you never make mistakes, you will never learn. So instead of saying, I am scared to make mistakes, start saying, mistakes are helping me. Another important thing is your self-talk. What do you say to yourself? If you keep saying, I cannot speak, your brain will believe it. If you keep saying, I am bad at English, your brain will accept it as truth. But if you change your words, your mind will also change. Start saying, I am learning. I am improving. I can speak simple English. These small positive sentences can create a big change inside you. Remember, confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes after action. You do not wait to feel confident and then speak. You speak first, even with fear, and then confidence comes. This is very important. Many learners wait for the perfect moment. They wait to feel ready. But that moment never comes. The real progress starts when you speak even when you feel nervous. As with finger. So next time you feel fear, do not run away from it. Do not think something is wrong with you. Instead, smile and say, this is normal. This is my brain trying to protect me. And then take one small step. Speak one sentence. That one sentence is your victory. That one sentence is your growth. Slowly you will see a change. The fear that once felt very big will start to feel small. The silence that once controlled you will break. Your voice will become stronger. Your mind will become clearer. And one day, you will look back and smile. You will realize that the fear you once had was not your enemy. It was your teacher. So do not be afraid of fear. Understand it. Accept it. Work with it. Because the truth is very simple and very powerful. The same fear that is stopping you today can become the reason for your confidence tomorrow. And maybe, just maybe, this fear is not blocking your path. It is showing you the way forward. Chapter 2. Your Brain and English. Your brain is not your enemy. It is your partner. But right now, maybe it does not feel like that. Maybe when you try to speak English, your brain feels slow, confused, or even empty. You try to think of words, but they do not come. You try to make a sentence, but it breaks. And then you feel frustrated. You think, why is my brain not helping me? But the truth is very simple. Your brain is helping you, but it needs the right way to learn. It needs the right training. Just like your body needs training to become strong, your brain needs training to become fluent in English. Think about how you learned your first language. You did not learn it in one day. You did not start with long sentences. You did not study grammar rules in the beginning. You started with very small words. You listened again and again. You repeated simple sounds. You saw people speak, and you slowly copied them. Your brain was learning step by step, without pressure. This is exactly how your brain still learns today. Nothing has changed. The only difference is now you are older, and you think more. You try to control everything. And this creates pressure. Your brain learns best when things are simple. When you try to speak fast, your brain feels stress. When you try to be perfect, your brain feels fear. And when your brain feels stress or fear, it does not work well. It slows down. It blocks ideas. It makes you forget even simple words. That is why sometimes you know a word, but you cannot say it in the moment. This is not because you do not know English. It is because your brain is under pressure. Now imagine a different way. Imagine you speak slowly. You use very small sentences. You do not worry about being perfect. You just say what you can. For example, you say, I am tired. You say, I want tea. You say, I go now. These are not long or complex sentences, but they are real, they are useful, and most importantly, they are easy for your brain. When your brain sees that the task is simple, it starts to relax. It starts to help you. Words come faster. Sentences feel easier. You begin to feel in control. This is how you train your brain. Not with big, difficult sentences, but with small, simple ones. Each small sentence is like a small step, and many small steps create big progress. When you repeat these simple sentences every day, your brain starts to remember them automatically. You do not need to think too much. You just speak. This is called natural speaking. This is the goal. Let us take a simple example from daily life. You wake up in the morning. Instead of thinking in your native language, you try to think in English. You say in your mind, I wake up. Then you say, I feel sleepy. Then, I go to bathroom. These sentences are not perfect, but they are clear. They are enough. And when you do this every day, your brain starts to build a habit. It starts to connect your actions with English words. Slowly, English becomes part of your life. Repetition is very important here. Your brain loves repetition. When you repeat something many times, your brain saves it as a pattern. It becomes easy. It becomes automatic. This is why children repeat words again and again. And this is why you should also repeat simple sentences daily, not in a boring way, but in a natural way. Use them in your life. Say them when you are walking, eating, studying, or resting. Make English a part of your daily routine. Another important thing is input. Your brain needs simple input. This means you should listen to easy English, not very difficult English. If you listen to something too hard, your brain feels confused. It cannot understand, and it becomes tired. But if you listen to simple, clear English, your brain understands more. It learns faster. It feels happy. This is why beginner-friendly content is very powerful for you. Also, give your brain time. Do not rush. Learning a language is not a race. It is a journey. Some days you will feel good. Some days you will feel slow. This is normal. Your brain is working in the background, even when you do not see it. Trust the process. Keep going. One more thing you need to understand is that your brain learns better when you are relaxed. If you are stressed, tired, or worried, your brain cannot focus well. So create a calm environment for your learning. Sit comfortably. Breathe slowly. Speak gently. Do not fight with your brain. Work with it. And slowly, something beautiful starts to happen. Your brain begins to change. The same brain that once stopped you will now support you. The same mind that once felt blank will now feel active. You will start thinking in English without trying too hard. You will start speaking without fear. You will feel a new kind of confidence. This is not magic. This is training. Simple, daily, consistent training. You are teaching your brain a new skill, and your brain is learning step by step. So do not push your brain too hard. Do not expect fast perfection. Start small. Stay simple. Repeat daily. And trust your brain. Because your brain is ready to learn. It is ready to grow. It is ready to help you become a speaker. And maybe the truth is this: speaking English is not about being smart. It is not about knowing big words. It is about training your brain in the right way, with patience and consistency. And once your brain understands this path, it will walk with you, not against you. So ask yourself this question: what if speaking English is not difficult at all? What if it is just a simple process of training your brain, one small sentence at a time? Chapter 3: Stop thinking too much. You want to speak English, but your mind becomes busy. Too many thoughts come at the same time. You try to choose the right words. You try to build a perfect sentence. You check grammar in your head. You think about tense, about pronunciation, about what people will think. And in this moment, something strange happens. You stop. You become silent. The words do not come out. This is not because you do not know English. This is because you are thinking too much. Many learners have this habit. Before they speak, they try to create a perfect sentence in their mind. They want everything to be correct. They want to sound smart. They want to avoid mistakes. But this desire for perfection creates pressure, and pressure blocks your speaking. Your brain becomes slow. It feels heavy. It feels confused. You lose the flow. You forget even simple words that you already know. Let us understand this clearly. Speaking is a natural action. It should feel easy and fast. When you speak in your first language, you do not think about every word. You do not stop and check grammar. You just speak. Your ideas come, and your words follow. This is the same way English should feel. But because you are learning, you try to control everything. And this control creates fear. Imagine you are in a simple situation. Someone asks you, "What did you do today?" You know the answer. You did many things. But instead of speaking, your mind starts working too hard. You think, should I say past tense? Is it correct? What is the right form? And while you are thinking, time is passing. The moment is gone. You stay silent. This is overthinking. It takes a simple question and makes it difficult. Now imagine a different way. Instead of thinking too much, you just speak what you can. You say, "I go market today." It is not perfect, but it is clear. People understand you. Communication happens. This is the goal. Speaking is not about perfect grammar. Speaking is about sharing your idea. If your idea is clear, you are already successful. This is a very important shift. You stop focusing on perfection, and you start focusing on communication. You stop asking, "Is this correct?" And you start asking, "Is this clear?" This small change can remove a big weight from your mind. You feel free. You feel relaxed. And when you feel relaxed, your brain works better. Overthinking also comes from fear of judgment. You think people will laugh at you. You think they will notice your mistakes. But the truth is, most people care more about understanding you than judging you. If your message is clear, they are happy. They do not expect you to be perfect. And even if someone notices a mistake, it is not the end. It is just a moment. It passes. You need to give yourself permission to speak simply. You are learning. You are growing. You are not here to impress. You are here to express. This is your journey. And on this journey, simple sentences are your best friend. They help you move forward. They help you build confidence. Try this in your daily life. When you want to speak, do not stop and think too long. Just start. Say the first simple sentence that comes to your mind. Then say the next one. Keep it short. Keep it clear. For example, I wake up early. I feel tired. I drink tea. I go to work. These are small sentences, but they create a full story. And most importantly, they keep your flow alive. Flow is very important. When you are in flow, your words come naturally. You do not feel stuck. You do not feel pressure. You just speak. But flow breaks when you start overthinking. So your goal is simple. Protect your flow. Do not stop it with too many thoughts. Another helpful idea is to think in ideas, not in grammar rules. When you want to speak, focus on what you want to say, not how perfect it should be. Your idea is the most important thing. Words are just tools. Even simple words can carry strong meaning. You do not need big vocabulary to speak well. You need clarity. Also, remember that speed comes from simplicity. When you use simple sentences, you can speak faster. When you try to use complex sentences, you slow down. You get stuck. So if your goal is to speak more, start with simple language. This will train your brain to respond quickly. Over time, your sentences will grow naturally. There is also a hidden benefit here. When you stop overthinking, you enjoy speaking more. It becomes fun. It becomes light. You are not fighting with your mind anymore. You are working with it. You feel progress. You feel energy. And this positive feeling helps you continue. Let us change your inner voice. Instead of saying, I need to speak perfectly, start saying, I need to speak simply. Instead of saying, I must not make mistakes, start saying, I can improve step by step. These small changes in thinking can create a big change in your speaking. Remember, every fluent speaker was once a beginner. They also made mistakes. They also spoke simple sentences. But they did one thing right. They did not stop. They did not wait for perfection. They kept speaking. And slowly, their English became strong. So the next time you feel stuck, pause for a second. Take a small breath. And then speak the simplest sentence you can. Do not wait. Do not think too much. Just speak. That moment is your training. That moment is your growth. And one day, you will notice something beautiful. Your mind is not heavy anymore. Your words come faster. Your sentences feel natural. You are not afraid. You are not silent. You are speaking. And you are enjoying it. So ask yourself this powerful question. What if you do not need more thinking to speak better? What if you need less thinking? What if your real power is not in perfect sentences, but in simple, clear, and brave communication? Chapter 4. Feel the words. Many learners think English is only about rules. They think they must learn grammar, memorize vocabulary, and build perfect sentences. They sit with books, they read, they try to remember, but still something feels missing. When they try to speak, the words feel dry, the sentences feel heavy, the language does not feel alive. If you feel like this, it is not your fault. You are not learning English in a natural way. Because English is not only about rules. English is about feeling. Think about your first language. When you say something in your own language, you do not think about grammar rules. You do not translate in your mind. You feel the words. When you say you are happy, you feel happiness inside you. When you say you are tired, your body already knows that feeling. Your words come from your life, not from a book. This is why your first language feels easy and natural. And this is exactly how you should learn English. In this chapter, you will understand something very powerful. Words become easy when they are connected to your real life. When a word has a feeling, it stays in your mind longer. It becomes part of you. But when a word is only a translation, it feels weak. It disappears quickly. This is why many learners forget vocabulary again and again. They learn words, but they do not feel them. Let us take a simple example. You learn the sentence, I am happy. You read it, you understand it, but it is just a sentence for you. Now imagine something different. You remember a real moment when you felt happy. Maybe you were with your family. Maybe you got good news. Maybe you were laughing with a friend. Now, when you say, I am happy, you are not just saying words. You are feeling that moment again. The sentence becomes real. It becomes alive. And your brain remembers it deeply. This is the secret. You do not just learn English. You connect English with your life. You connect it with your emotions, your memories, your daily experiences. When you do this, English becomes natural. It becomes part of your thinking. You stop translating, and you start understanding directly. Translation creates distance. When you hear an English word and then translate it into your language, your brain takes extra time. It creates confusion. It breaks your flow. But when you feel the word directly, you understand it faster. You respond faster. This is how real speakers think. They do not translate, they feel and respond. Let us try another example. You say, I am tired. Do not just say it. Feel it. Think about your body after a long day. Think about your eyes feeling heavy. Think about your energy going down. Now say, I am tired. This is not just English practice. This is real expression. This is real communication. And this kind of practice changes everything. You can do this with many simple sentences. I am hungry. Feel your stomach. I am cold. Feel your body. I am excited. Feel your energy. When you connect words with feelings, your brain creates strong connections. These connections help you remember and use English naturally. This also makes speaking easier. When your words come from feelings, you do not need to think too much. You do not need to search for perfect grammar. Your sentence comes naturally because it comes from inside you. This is why emotional connection is so important. It removes pressure. It creates flow. You can practice this every day. Look at your life. Look at your day. When you wake up, say, I feel sleepy. When you eat, say, this is good. When you walk, say, I go outside. These are simple sentences, but they are real. They are connected to your life. And this is what makes them powerful. Another important thing is your imagination. You do not always need a real situation. You can also imagine. Imagine you are in a happy place. Imagine you are talking to a friend. Imagine you are traveling. Then speak in English. Your brain will still feel it. Your brain will still learn. This is a great way to practice when you are alone. Slowly, something changes inside you. English is no longer something you study. It becomes something you live. You start thinking in English because your thoughts are connected to your feelings. You start speaking without fear because your words are real. They are not memorized, they are experienced. This is where real fluency begins. Not in grammar books, not in long vocabulary lists, but in your daily life, in your emotions, in your simple, honest expressions. Fluency is not about big words, it is about natural flow. It is about feeling comfortable with a language. Many learners wait for the perfect time. They think, when I know more words, then I will speak. But this is not the right way. You already have enough words to start. You just need to feel them. You just need to use them in your life. Even simple English can be powerful when it is real. Also, do not be afraid to repeat. When you feel a sentence, repeat it. Say it again and again in different moments. Each time, your brain makes the connection stronger. Each time, your confidence grows. Repetition with feeling is much stronger than memorization without feeling. And remember, your emotions are always with you. You always feel something. You feel happy, sad, tired, excited, bored. These feelings are your tools. Use them, speak them, express them. This is your natural way to learn English. So do not treat English like a subject. Treat it like a part of your life. Let it grow with you. Let it move with your feelings. Let it become your voice. And now ask yourself this question. What if you do not need more rules to speak English? What if you need more feeling? What if your emotions are not a problem, but the key that opens your English? Chapter 5. Speak without fear. You are waiting for the day when fear will disappear. You think, one day I will feel ready, and then I will start speaking. But that day does not come. You wait, you think, you learn, but you still stay silent. And slowly, this silence becomes a habit. It feels safe, but it also keeps you stuck. Now listen carefully, because this is very important. Fear does not go away before you speak. Fear goes away because you speak. Action is the cure. Many learners believe they need confidence first. They think confidence comes before speaking. But this is not true. Confidence comes after speaking. It grows from action, not from waiting. Every time you open your mouth and say even one simple sentence, something changes inside you. Your brain learns that speaking is not dangerous. Your fear becomes a little smaller. Your courage becomes a little stronger. You do not need a perfect environment to start. You do not need a partner. You do not need a classroom. You can begin right now, in your own space. Your room can become your English world. Your mirror can become your speaking partner. Your own voice can become your teacher. This is your safe space. Here there is no judgment. Here there is no pressure. Here you are free to try, to make mistakes, and to grow. Start with very simple sentences. Do not try to impress anyone. Do not try to sound perfect. Just speak your life. When you wake up, say, I wake up. When you eat, say, I eat food. When you sit, say, I sit here. These sentences are small, but they are powerful. They connect English with your daily actions. They train your brain to speak naturally. And most importantly, they help you build the habit of speaking. At first, it may feel strange. You may feel a little uncomfortable talking to yourself. You may even laugh. But this is okay. This is part of the process. Every new habit feels strange in the beginning, but when you repeat it every day, it becomes normal. It becomes easy. It becomes part of you. The mirror is a very powerful tool. Stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself. Speak simple sentences. Say, I am learning English. Say, I can speak. Say, I am improving. When you see your face and hear your voice, something deep changes inside you. You start believing in yourself. You start seeing yourself as a speaker. This is not just practice, this is transformation. Another powerful method is to speak your thoughts. Whatever you are thinking, try to say it in English. If you are thinking about your day, say it. If you are planning something, say it. If you are feeling something, say it. Do not worry if your sentences are not perfect. Just express your idea. This practice builds fluency step by step. It makes English a part of your thinking, not just your study. You must also understand that fear becomes smaller with repetition. The first time you speak, it feels hard. The second time, it feels a little easier. The third time, even easier. This is how your brain learns. It becomes familiar with the action. It stops seeing it as a threat, and slowly, fear loses its power. Let us take a simple example. The first time you speak English in front of a mirror, you may feel nervous. Your voice may shake. Your sentences may break. But if you do it again tomorrow, and again the next day, you will notice a change. Your voice becomes stronger. Your words become clearer. Your mind becomes faster. This is not magic. This is practice. You also need to celebrate small wins. Do not wait for big success to feel proud. If you speak one sentence today, that is a win. If you speak for 1 minute, that is a win. If you try again after a mistake, that is a win. These small moments build your confidence. They show you that you are moving forward. Many learners are too hard on themselves. They focus only on what they cannot do. They ignore what they can do. But you must change this mindset. Look at your progress. Appreciate your effort. Be kind to yourself. This positive energy will help you continue. Another important thing is consistency. Speaking once is not enough. You need to speak every day, even if it is just 5 minutes, even if it is just a few sentences. Daily practice creates strong habits. It trains your brain. It builds your confidence. It turns fear into familiarity. And slowly, something beautiful happens. You start enjoying your voice. You start liking the way you speak. You feel proud of your progress. You no longer feel afraid of making mistakes. You feel free. You feel alive. You feel like a speaker. This is your transformation. You are not the same person who was afraid to speak. You are someone who tries, someone who speaks, someone who grows every day. And this identity is very powerful. Because when you see yourself as a speaker, you act like a speaker. So do not wait for fear to disappear. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Create your moment. Start now. Speak now. Even if your voice is not perfect. Even if your sentences are simple, just begin. Because the truth is very simple and very powerful. Confidence does not come before speaking. Confidence comes because you speak. And every time you take action, you are not just learning English, you are becoming stronger. So ask yourself this question: what if the only thing between you and confidence is one small sentence? And what if that sentence can change everything, starting right now? Chapter 6: Mistakes are good. Many people are afraid of mistakes. When they speak English, they try very hard to be correct. They stop again and again. They change their words. They check every sentence in their mind. And because of this, they speak very little. Sometimes they do not speak at all. This fear feels real. It feels heavy. But here is something very important you need to understand. Mistakes are not your enemy. Mistakes are your best teacher. Think about this for a moment. How did you learn to walk? Did you walk perfectly on the first day? No. You fell. You tried again. You made many mistakes. But those mistakes helped you learn. Each fall taught your body something new. Each try made you stronger. And slowly, you learn to walk without thinking. Speaking English is the same. You will not speak perfectly in the beginning. You will make mistakes. And that is not a problem, that is the process. Let us take a simple example. You say, I go yesterday. This is not correct grammar. But can people understand you? Yes, they can. They understand that you are talking about the past. They understand your idea. This means communication is happening. And communication is the main goal. You are not speaking to show perfect grammar. You are speaking to share your message. This is a very powerful realization. Even your wrong sentences have meaning. Even your imperfect English can connect with people. When you understand this, something inside you changes. You stop being afraid. You start feeling free. You realize that you do not need to be perfect to be understood. Mistakes also help your brain learn faster. When you make a mistake, your brain notices it. It becomes aware. It starts to improve. For example, when you say, I go yesterday, and later you learn the correct form, I went yesterday, your brain makes a connection. It remembers the difference. And next time, you are more likely to use the correct sentence. This is how learning happens, not by avoiding mistakes, but by experiencing them. If you try to avoid mistakes all the time, you will stop yourself from learning. You will stay in your comfort zone. You will only use the sentences you already know, and your English will not grow. Growth comes from trying new things. Growth comes from making mistakes and learning from them. Another important thing is your mindset. How do you see your mistakes? Do you see them as failure, or do you see them as feedback? This choice changes everything. If you see mistakes as failure, you will feel bad, you will feel ashamed, you will lose confidence. But if you see mistakes as feedback, you will feel curious, you will feel motivated, you will want to improve. Let us change your thinking. Instead of saying, I made a mistake, I am bad, start saying, I made a mistake, I am learning. Instead of feeling embarrassed, feel proud that you tried. Because many people do not even try, they stay silent. But you are speaking. You are taking action. And that is something to be proud of. You also need to understand that no one is perfect. Even native speakers make mistakes. They sometimes forget words. They sometimes use wrong grammar. But they keep speaking. They do not stop. They do not feel ashamed. They focus on communication, not perfection. You can do the same. When you accept mistakes, you become free. You stop hiding. You stop waiting. You start speaking. You start exploring the language. You try new sentences. You express new ideas. You grow faster because you are not afraid anymore. There is also a feeling of courage that comes with this. When you allow yourself to make mistakes, you become brave. You take risks. You step out of your comfort zone. And every time you do this, your confidence grows. You feel stronger. You feel more in control. Let us bring this into your daily life. When you speak, do not stop if you make a mistake. Keep going. Finish your sentence. Your message is more important than your grammar. If you notice a mistake later, that is good. That means you are learning. But do not let it stop you in the moment. You can also use mistakes as a learning tool. After speaking, think about what you said. Notice one small mistake. Learn the correct form, and then use it again. This is a simple and powerful way to improve. Step by step, your English becomes better. Remember, progress is not about being perfect. It is about being better than yesterday. If today you make a mistake and learn from it, you are already improving. If today you speak one sentence more than yesterday, you are growing. Also, be kind to yourself. Do not punish yourself for mistakes. Do not say negative things to yourself. Your journey is unique. Your pace is your own. Respect it. Support it. Encourage it. And slowly, you will see a big change. The fear that once stopped you will disappear. The mistakes that once scared you will become your guide. You will speak more freely. You will try more boldly. You will enjoy the process. This is the moment when you become a true learner, not someone who is afraid of mistakes, but someone who uses mistakes as a tool, someone who learns with courage, someone who grows with every step. So the next time you make a mistake, do not feel bad. Smile, because that mistake is helping you. That mistake is teaching you. That mistake is taking you one step closer to fluency. And now ask yourself this question. What if every mistake you make is not holding you back, but pushing you forward? What if each wrong sentence is actually building your future as a confident English speaker? Chapter 7. Build Daily Habit. Many learners think they need a long time to improve their English. They wait for one free day, one perfect moment, one long study session. They say, I will start when I have more time, but days pass and nothing changes. The truth is very simple. Speaking English is not one-day work. It is a daily habit. It grows slowly, like a plant. A little water every day makes it strong, but if you give water once and then stop, it will not grow. You do not need hours every day. You need consistency. Even 5 minutes can change everything. Yes, just 5 minutes. It sounds small, but it is very powerful, because 5 minutes every day is better than 1 hour once a week. Daily practice keeps your brain active. It keeps English alive in your mind. It creates a routine, and routine builds progress. Start with a simple idea. Every day, speak English for 5 minutes. No pressure, no perfect sentences, just speak. You can describe your day. You can talk about what you are doing. You can share your thoughts. For example, you say, I wake up early. I feel sleepy. I drink tea. I go outside. These are small sentences, but they are real. They are connected to your life, and this is what makes them powerful. In the beginning, it may feel difficult. You may not know what to say. Your mind may feel empty, but do not stop. Just say anything simple. Even repeating the same sentences is okay. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to build the habit. Once the habit becomes strong, everything becomes easier. You also need to understand that motivation is not always there. Some days you feel excited. Some days you feel lazy. This is normal. But if you depend on motivation, you will not continue. That is why habit is important. Habit does not wait for feelings. Habit says, I do this every day. Even when you are tired, even when you do not feel like it, you still do your 5 minutes. This is how strong learners grow. Let us make this very practical. Choose a fixed time, maybe in the morning after you wake up, maybe at night before you sleep, or maybe during a break. Fix your 5 minutes. Make it your English time. When that time comes, do not think, do not wait, just start speaking. You can also create small topics for yourself. One day you talk about your morning. Another day you talk about your work or study. Another day you talk about your plans. Keep it simple. Keep it real. This makes your practice interesting and useful. Another helpful idea is to connect English with your daily actions. When you are walking, speak in your mind. When you are cooking, describe what you are doing. When you are sitting, say simple sentences. This way, English becomes part of your life. It is not something extra, it becomes something natural. Slowly, something beautiful starts to happen. English feels normal. You do not feel pressure anymore. You do not feel scared. You feel comfortable. You feel relaxed. Your brain becomes used to English. It starts to think faster. It starts to respond faster. This is called flow. When you are in flow, you do not struggle. You do not stop again and again. Your words come easily. Your sentences feel natural. This flow comes from daily practice, not from one big effort, but from many small efforts. You will also notice that your confidence grows. At first, you may speak slowly. You may feel unsure. But after some days, you start feeling better. After some weeks, you feel stronger. And after some time, you feel proud. You see your progress. You feel your improvement. Another important benefit is clarity. When you speak daily, your mind becomes clear. You learn to organize your thoughts. You learn to express your ideas. You learn to think in English. This is a very big step, because thinking in English is the key to fluency. Do not compare yourself with others. Do not look at people who speak very fast or very well. Focus on your journey. Focus on your habit. Your 5 minutes are your power. They are your foundation. They are your path. Also, celebrate your consistency. If you practice for 1 day, that is good. If you practice for 3 days, that is great. If you practice for 1 week, that is amazing. And if you continue for 1 month, you will see a big change. Be proud of your effort. It matters. There may be days when you miss your practice. This is okay. Do not feel guilty. Do not stop completely. Just start again the next day. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency over time. Remember, small actions create big results. 5 minutes may feel small today, but over time, it becomes hours. It becomes experience. It becomes skill. And one day, you will look back and see how far you have come. This is how English becomes part of your life. Not through pressure, but through habit. Not through big effort, but through daily action. Not through waiting, but through starting. So do not wait for the perfect time. Do not wait for more energy. Do not wait for more knowledge. Start with what you have. Start today. Start now. Speak your 5 minutes. And ask yourself this powerful question. What if these 5 minutes a day are not small at all? What if they are the exact thing that can change your whole English journey and turn you into a confident speaker? Chapter 8. You are a speaker. Look at yourself now and remember who you were before. There was a time when you were quiet. You wanted to speak, but you stayed silent. You had thoughts, but you could not express them. You felt fear, confusion, and doubt. Maybe you thought, English is not for me. Maybe you believed you were not good enough. But now something has changed. Slowly, step by step, you moved forward. You practiced. You tried. You did not stop. And today, you are not the same person anymore. Now, you think in simple English. Not all the time, not perfectly, but it happens. Small sentences come into your mind. You say things like, I am tired. I want to go. I feel good. These are not big sentences, but they are real. They are yours. And this is a big step. Because thinking in English means your brain is changing. It means English is becoming natural for you. You also answer questions faster now. Before you needed time. You stopped, you thought, you searched for words. But now, something is different. You still think, but you do not feel stuck. You respond with simple ideas. You say what you can. You do not wait for perfect words. This is confidence. Not perfect English, but brave English. And this is the most important change. You are not perfect, but you are confident. You understand that perfection is not the goal. Communication is the goal. You speak to share your idea, not to show perfect grammar. This understanding gives you freedom. It removes pressure. It allows you to speak without fear. You are not silent anymore. This is your biggest victory. Silence was your comfort, but it was also your limit. Now, you break that silence. You speak, even if your voice is not strong. You try, even if your sentences are simple. And every time you do this, you grow. Every small effort builds your strength. You also see yourself differently now. Before, you saw yourself as a learner, someone who was trying but not ready. Now, you start to see yourself as a speaker, maybe a beginner speaker, maybe a simple speaker, but still a speaker. This identity is very powerful, because when you believe you are a speaker, you act like one. You speak more. You try more. You improve faster. English is not just a subject anymore. It is not only something in your book or your notes. It is part of your life now. You use it in your daily routine. You think in it. You speak in it. You feel in it. It becomes a part of who you are. This is real learning. This is real progress. You also feel proud of your journey, and you should, because learning a language is not easy. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes courage. You faced your fear. You made mistakes. You kept going. This is something to celebrate. This is something to respect. Think about all the small steps you took. Speaking one sentence, trying again after a mistake, practicing daily, talking to yourself, feeling the words. These steps may look small, but together, they create a big change. They bring you here. They make you who you are now. But this is not the end. This is just the beginning. Your journey is still going. There is still more to learn, more to explore, more to experience. But now, you are ready. Now you have the right mindset. Now you have the habit. Now you have the courage. You will continue to grow. Your sentences will become longer. Your vocabulary will become richer. Your confidence will become stronger. But always remember this: the goal is not to become perfect. The goal is to keep expressing yourself. The goal is to keep speaking. There will still be moments when you feel unsure. There will still be days when you make mistakes. But now you know how to handle them. You do not stop. You do not give up. You keep moving forward, because now you trust yourself. This is your new identity. You are not someone who is learning English. You are someone who lives English. You are someone who uses English. You are someone who speaks English. Even if it is simple, even if it is slow, it is real. And this identity changes everything. It changes how you think. It changes how you act. It changes how you see your future. Because now, you know that you can grow. You know that you can improve. You know that you can become better every day. So stand strong in this new identity. Do not go back to silence. Do not go back to fear. Keep speaking. Keep trying. Keep growing. Your journey is your power. And now, ask yourself this powerful question: what if this confident speaker you want to become is not in the future? What if that speaker is already inside you, waiting for you to speak, waiting for you to believe, waiting for you to continue? Start today, not tomorrow. Speak one small sentence now and feel the change. You are not learning English. You are becoming a speaker. If you believe in yourself, like this video, comment your first sentence, and subscribe to grow every day with me.